Welcome to the next section. During this section, we're going to be talking about a very powerful tool and add-in within Microsoft Excel called PowerPivot. Now, before we jump in and start to utilize this tool and some of its functionality, I want to talk about the why. Why should you be interested in Excel PowerPivot? And what is this tool, this add-in, going to do for you? So let's talk about this first. Excel PowerPivot. The idea behind Excel PowerPivot is we get to create what we're going to refer to as data models. Data models are essentially our data. It's a list. It's really simply just that. It's a list. But through a data model, we can set up multiple lists. Take a look at the example file that I have open in front of you. This is the same one we've been using, Excel 102 exercises. And inside of here, I've got two worksheets that I want to direct your attention to. First one is customer info. The second one right next door is called order info. Now, these two data sets are actually coming from an Access database. This is based on the Northwind sample database that gets shipped with Microsoft Access. I've just imported this data directly into this Excel document. Now, back inside the database, this is two separate tables, customer info and order info, but they are related data. There's some type of relationship between these two sets of data. For example, I've got customers, and inside of here, my first customer, Alf key, the customer ID there, Alfred's, and all the contact information for that customer, relates to multiple orders found inside of this list here. If I were to go up to the customer ID column inside of order info and sort by this, I'll just do a quick little ascending sort, we can see that there are, how many is that? 6 records related back to that Alf key customer, which is back inside the customer info worksheet. So there is a relationship between these two bits of data, customers, and those customers have orders. Now, I want to be able to report off of this data, but this is two separate bits of data. Well, you know what? Through PowerPivot, we can create a data model that holds both of these lists, customer info and order info, and we can create a relationship between these two sets of data. Because both customer info and order info contain a customer ID, we have a common value that we can relate through. Now, why is this important? Well, take a look. What if I jump over to the customer info list, I click into that list, and I want to create a pivot table. So I go up to my Insert tab, I go to create a pivot table. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab that range as my customer info. I'm going to create a new worksheet. I'll hit OK. Now I've got a new worksheet here, but I've only got the customer info data a part of this pivot table. I need the order info as well because I want to be able to create a report based off of both of that information. Well, down below, there's an option for more tables. That sounds useful. There's another table I want. It's called order info. So I'll give that button a click. More tables. Oh, create a new pivot table. Do I want to create a new pivot table? No, not really. I don't want to create a new pivot table. I just want one pivot table that holds multiple sources. Ooh. To use multiple tables in your analysis, a new pivot table needs to be created using the data model. So I've got to create a data model first, which holds both of these sets of data, create the relationship between them, and then create the pivot table. This is why this is so important and so powerful. We can now take multiple sets of data, whether they live inside of Excel or outside. We can reach out to other databases or online services and input that data into a data model within our Excel document and then report off of that data and create relationships between multiple sets of data. So let's try this out. Let's see how the Excel PowerPivot table works inside of this course here. Let's try it out.